So here's some of the custom work that I picked up off your Facebook page.
Okay.
We got this catcher's uniform, obviously with the Jordan on there. Ooh, look at those.
Yeah, those were pretty cool. I mean, the idea came from that exact idea came from one of my clients. Now that was for Catcher Cartel.
So you start. So you start.
Hey, bro, when I say one of the best catcher trainers that I've ever came across, good dude, solid dude. His son is a beast. Both his boys are gonna be some beasts. But yeah, he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, I got an all green pair. Can you do something with it? I got a camo Rawlings, chest protector. Can you match it with that?" So I knocked out the camo and shipped it back, and he still got them to this day, bro. They still look great. They're like about 3-4 years old, maybe 3 years old.
Look at those.
Yeah, those are actually here. Yeah.
He's got those live. Let's check them out. Ooh, look at those, bro.
Yeah, so these are actually baseball cleats. These were done in, the prime.
Could I see one of them?
Absolutely, you can see both of them. The prime. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Got him.
The prime. Inspired by Dion. Instead of doing on my football.
By Dion, bro.
See, the thing is that when they come out with these cleats, they don't come out with anything under a size 7.
That's so dope, man.
So all these kids that want them that are under a 7 can't get them. So I got to create them. You see what I'm saying? They don't make them in their size, the real ones. They make them in a size like 7 or 8 and go up.
So all
the kids that want them that can't get them from a store or from Nike or whatever, I create them for them.
Wow.
And then now it's dipping into baseball because now baseball players are like, hey, I want the primes but on some baseball cleats. So I'm like, I can put the primes on track spikes if you want them, man.
That's interesting, man. Wow.
Yeah.
And so you had a deal with Dick's Sporting Goods? Do you still have that, or you still mess with that?
So I actually have a partner that is he's chimed in with Dick's at a wholesale. So what he does is we actually run, how business you get your business credit for your company.
Kind of like a wholesale.
Wholesaler.
Yeah.
We actually have like a contract to where I think it's until like 27, but by that time, I mean everything will kind of just be paying for itself already.
Right on. Wow, man.
That's the goal, exactly. So.
Amazing, man. So we got off track. Where's the timer at, Maya? You mentioned in the Right Now podcast about having timeless music with the Wood Boys, that you learn how to create timeless music and like you can listen to it now and it still sounds good nowadays. How do you see that mindset applying to your custom cleats now, especially in today's fast moving sneaker industry?
I mean, just same thing, just being able to create a vision, know what it's going to be like, execute it. I'm very one-on-one with my clients. I did have recently, and this is, a public apology to those that it affected, but I did have something happen with an account with the carrier that there was just some misconception. I had somebody use my account to ship my product out while I was catching a flight, and it got red flagged because it was, fraud or, an alert for fraud. Wow. A bunch of, politics went into it, paperwork and whatnot. And like I said, it was just unfortunate, but I finally got the people that I was making up those cleats for that I'm working on. And I'm here now too, that I ship some over here to myself to deliver in person. So everything is great. I mean, wow. I'm very one-on-one. If something were to happen, I guarantee I would just do it all over again. And if you end up to happen with 2 pairs, that was just because of, like I said, the misunderstanding that happened with that carrier. But other than that, like I said, it's always been great one-on-one with my clients and being able to do stuff that, that they could see and that they give me their idea and then I take it and I put it into what it comes out to be. So.
Yeah, right on. So it seems like the MLB, NFL, like they're letting players actually, I guess, express themselves on their uniforms. Mm-hmm. So that's a real big thing right there. Have you ran into any issues to where you're like, oh, you can't put this on a cleat or you can't put that on a cleat?
The only thing that I've been told is, like, for example, collegiate is real big on using the same style cleats that they're branded for their uniform. So if it's an Under Armour school, they want you to, and only certain athletes are going to be able to have the okay to get customized cleats. Really? You kind of got to be at that standard, that level of play or popularity. No, all of it, it's all NIL. Yeah, it's all likes and popularity. Crazy. And if you bring in money, like throw some names like Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, my nephew when he played in college. These are guys that they could wear the custom cleats and they're big names and they bring the numbers and they put the proof out on the field. These are big names in college. So I'm trying to just grow, you know, at
Of
the same
course.
time, organically. You know,
Yeah.
I don't expect to go in and all these guys that been in the league to come to me for their customs when they've had their guys that they've go to. Now, my chance is to come in with these middle schoolers, high schoolers, these college players, and when they grow, I'm growing with them. There's people like, especially like tuned in right now, like my boy Johnny. He comes every season, football or baseball, you know, baseball for sure. You know, people, regulars, they come back all the time because they know exactly what it is. Like,
Nice.
you know, they get exactly what they're.
So that's important in your industry, I guess, in any industry, to have that type of relationship with your customer.
It has to, even if stuff's going wrong, as long as you communicate. I mean, people understand, you know. And like I said, I'll pull up on you and make it right. I'll set up in front of you and I'll customize the cleats right there in front of you and your son. If you felt like there was something that didn't come out the way you wanted it to be, you know, I haven't done a mock-up in over like 3 years.
Wow.
So people just say, hey, man, this is what I want. I
Wow,
trust
it's amazing,
you.
dude.
A lot of the times they say, hey, I trust your work, bro. I see your work. It's fire, bro. This is what I want. I want these colors. I want his name. I want his number. His grandma passed away. Can you throw like his grandma's initials with little angel wings, da-da-da-da-da. But you do it how you see fit.
Cool.
And then when I present it, they're just like, wow.
Wow, dude.
Like they, you know, you kind
Yeah,
of
how do
exceeded
you find yourself placing it on the cleat or whatever, you know what I mean? Is it just like, does it come natural to you? Is it something that, I mean, I guess creativity is one of those things where you just,
If I have the
Here's an
freedom to
idea.
do it, yeah. If I got the freedom to do it, and somebody say, you know, I've even had somebody say, "I'll pay you extra, bro, to take them way over the top."
Oh, wow.
Like for like these, like so these right here. This is just an example. These are like a what the dunks, like the what the dunks that came out. There was like a different pattern of dunks from like different dunks on one shoe. So what I incorporated with these was there was five.
show these, Ma.
There was 5 different uniforms that my client sent me for his son. He said, we got all these 5 uniforms that I want to incorporate on one pair of
Oh,
cleats.
wow.
So what I did was I took the different patterns, like the different panels on there, and created something that went with
Yeah,
that
that's a
uniform.
good idea, man. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it kind of looks crazy. You're like, why is there that blue? But there's
Wow.
also like pink and turquoise. But then
See
there's
that, bro.
also, you know, the black and white zigzag. And then you got the gold in the back. What's going on? That's exactly the whole point. It
Amazing.
can match any of the uniforms that they throw on. And that was kind of the whole concept. He was like,
Yeah.
look, if I could, I'd get him one for every uniform. But you know, he's only so big, he's only so old, and he's gonna outgrow these.
He's gonna outgrow 'em.
Yeah, so let's just get one. You know,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
yeah, we could do that. Let's just get one, and